Copyrighted.
It'll be our homebrew copy, uncopyrighted songs that will make a
Hey, we're live. Hi, guys. Welcome
the
to
spot. Hey,
welcome
I'm
to
Taylor.
the
This is
mus-
Lou Jack.
Welcome to People Orient's Musical, where we drink hot chocolate. I'm drinking hot chocolate.
He's having a hot chocolate. I'm having a cold coffee and a protein
He left
shake
his
and
drink in my freezer.
I-
It's just been like in the freezer this whole time.
It's so crystally now, I guess.
Man.
Yeah.
Dude, you know how when people start dating for a while, they start leaving things at each other's houses?
I think.
Well, yeah, that's the thing that happens.
No, that just happens because I keep leaving my stuff in the
No,
freezer.
it was funny because Beth, or not Beth, my sister, jokingly refers to you as my boyfriend, and when I looked in the freezer, I was like, "Oh, I left this drink here," and she was like, "He's always leaving things here," and I was like, "Maybe we are in a relationship."
I like being here, and I like you, Jay. That's a very specific way.
In a very specifically platonic sort of way.
Yeah, you're my bro. So.
Ah, bro, close your eyes.
Okay.
What do you see?
Nothing.
That's my life without you, bro.
Bro. I was hoping you were gonna set that up.
Welcome to People Orients.
Quack. Oh my gosh, I was just gonna say that. We're so insane.
You ever get tired of being random?
No.
Me neither.
So, we are back with Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. What episode are we on, good sir?
Fuck, what is it, 25?
It's too early to be cursing.
Oh no!
I really appreciate that overall you've been toning down the cursing to more specific scenarios instead of just like flying off the cuff. I really appreciate that. I can't limit you. I know I can. This is basically your show, and I'm just here. What I'm saying though is that I really appreciate that it's gotten a lot classier.
I mean, it's really just kind of a feeling, man. You know, you just.
I'm the feeling man.
Yeah,
Only I'm allowed to have
feelings. But yeah.
So this is Phoenix Wright as Attorney, and episode number, what was it?
25.
25. In the last episode, honestly, actually, I didn't look at the last episode this time. I'm pretty sure we were in the
courtroom. We're talking to Cody Hackins.
We're talking to Cody Hackins.
Like, he didn't get the picture or he didn't see that.
Yeah, because he was messing with the camera, the settings on his camera, which I was really glad that paid off. Like, I just felt the gears turning, you know, and I'm pretty sure you man, I'm pretty sure that was your thing.
Yeah.
Where you were just like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
It all came together. All that's really missing here, though, is that like our short-term goal is to make sure that Will Powers isn't like the only culprit, because if he is, then he's going away.
Right.
At least so the rules of the game work. But the long-term goal is to actually find out who really done it.
Yeah, that is the long-term goal.
Because
I'm still saying Winbag. That's a joke. I'm joking. But no, seriously, it's gotta be Winbag.
Okay, so now we
Or
know.
Oldbag.
Okay, so now we know that whoever the Steel Samurai was at the time was really there, and it also explains the picture that got deleted, because he really did get in there.
Yeah.
And it would have been him on the camera, and then he snuck to the side to get so he could hide by the wayside and get a picture.
Right.
So that all adds up. But we still have a few things that I don't think quite add up. Like the pants?
Yeah,
The
we're
pants,
still
we
not talking
never
about
mentioned how that the pants are way too long for his legs.
Nah.
For those who are just bopping in, the picture of the Steel Samurai, one of the earliest pieces of evidence we get in this trial. He's clearly, and they're like, he's clearly limping because he injured his ankle earlier, and it's so only him or someone who knew that he injured his ankle earlier could have like been that person. But like on top of that, like his pants were just like dragging along the ground, like they were just, I don't know, like an entire foot too long.
Someone would have had to have known about the injury if they were imitating it. Cause was he limping? Like when the stuff in the photo that they have of the Steel Samurai, is it like a picture of him limping?
Yeah, well, he's sort of dragging his leg.
Yeah, so whoever it was would have to have known about the injury because...
Yeah, that's what I was putting together, and that's why Oldbag was a suspect until, well, basically the pants didn't fit. Yeah. Which is funny, because I'm like, yeah, the pants didn't fit on anyone, really, but more specifically, they're way too baggy on her frame.
Right.
Whoever was in the suit was either beefy or in some kind of beefy suit, which is, I think, the main thing that gets me is that if it was like one of those padded suits, then you could put anyone in there. But the fact that Will Powers is already like so big, and so is the guy in the picture, but also the pants don't fit. I'm like, is there just like a muscly dwarven looking guy who just like stole the suit?
I don't know, but I just realized that Cody has the same hat as that gross pedo dude.
Yeah, well because they're from the same. There's the same merch.
No, my phone's making noise. No, shh, phone, shh.
Yeah, you shouldn't have oh, I should probably make sure my phone doesn't have anything that's gonna go off during the stream.
We don't want that. We don't want that. It's bad for business.
Yeah, it's on Do Not Disturb, but I don't think I have any line. So,
can we talk about Days Gone for a minute?
You know what? Let's read a few lines, and then we'll talk about Days Gone.
Alright, let's do that. The Steel Samurai had just escaped from the clutches of the villain, so I held up my camera to take a picture. For the last one of it, I thought that's all that happened. Yep. How can I pick holes in such a short testimony?
Oh, right. There has to be something. Dig up the dirt, Phoenix. Find out what this kid's all about. You're a dwarf and you're digging a hole.
Dig up the dirt now. Anyway, so Days Gone.
So,
man,
Days Gone.
I read the description for this and it was like, oh, this guy like finds out his wife might still be alive and now he has to go find her. And I was like, okay, there's a plot thread that I can like go and investigate. And then playing the game, it's like, that's not the entire game.
Yeah, it's
like 1% of this game.
4-act game. It's chunky.
You gotta manage your relationships with different camps. You gotta help your buddy like
a
get
bazillion
better.
Little, like, side quests.
Your friend gets like his arm chopped off, and then you have to help him feel better about not being able to ride anymore. And then there's Ricky.
And there's the twist that it's not that he gets his arm chopped off in battle either.
Yeah, it wasn't even that.
He's got an injury, and then they can treat that. Anyway.
And it seems like
it's so good.
The more I play, the more I realize, like, okay, Deacon and Boozer clearly have some history with this Carlos dude because they're like really out for them. And don't tell me, because I ain't gotten that far yet. But like, I'm wondering what went down between these two and Carlos to make the Rippers be like, oh, we have to find these specific biker people. And Ripper Blades are awesome.
Oh, also, yeah, they're one of the best like melee weapons in the game. There are now, I think, in high levels there are a few weapons that do more damage, but oddly enough, it's a slight trade-off with durability, which is why I spent most of the second half of the game with the Ripper Blade because it was more practical to repair, and it'll one-shot lots of like the low-level zombies and bandits.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Also, Boozer's shotgun, man.
One thing I want to point out one thing I want to point out that I think will help you, that'll provide a little more context, is have you ever looked at their motorcycle colors, like their jackets?
The mongrels, yeah.
Okay, so you'll notice that the mongrels on the back, and you got the various patches. But on the front, I don't know what Boozer says, but I believe Boozer and Deke both have the same kind of jacket, where it actually says their rank and position in the group.
Oh yeah, Boozer was the Sergeant-at-Arms and Deacon was the Enforcer.
Precisely.
Yeah.
So if there was ever like a struggle within the gang, whether it's with bad guys or with guys like who are abandoning the gang or what have you.
Carlos part of their MC?
Might have been. Now you're using your noodle. Right.
Oh man,
it all adds together, right? And I didn't even
can't.
realize that until like I didn't put that. I mean, I put the pieces together while I was playing the game, but I didn't notice the little details of he just says Enforcer on his shirt, and that's his shirt. It's not like he took it off of someone else, which means that like he's had that since he was in the biking group, and he specifically was the guy who goes out and beats up guys who are like trying to betray the group or what have you.
Right.
Etc. Etc.
Yeah.
And it's, oh man, it's the whole thing is like a drama, and it's a tragedy, and it's a wildness, and
yeah, it's good. I can't wait to look more
man, I'm glad I could put you at ease early on where you're like, bro, they're not gonna like kill Boozer off like 5 minutes into the game. I'm like, but I will give you my solemn promise that Boozer survives like 99% of this game at least.
Oh man, that was like my immediate concern when I started playing this game. I was talking to Taylor, I was like, are they gonna kill Boozer? And he was like, nah, fam.
And then you meet a little Boozer, and he channels the ghost of Boozer. Oh, that'd be weird.
Oh man, it's such a good game.
It's a very good. It's all about the character work.
Yeah, and I love Ricky. Ricky is probably my favorite character so far.
Which guy is Ricky?
She's not a guy. She's the lesbian from Mike's camp.
Is she the one that does the bounties, or the?
She's the one that gives you the jobs.
I think I remember her. I like her.
Yeah. My favorite missions are the ones where I get to ride with Ricky, because the conversations you have with her are just like, they're so good. Just like all the conversations.
There's a few minor things that I would do to improve the game. One, my proposal just earlier when he was playing Days Gone just earlier today was I wish the plants were brighter. As much as I love as much as I love realism and stuff in games, sometimes it's okay to make a ledge painted yellow so you can see that you go up there, or make a plant slightly brighter green. Man, it is hard to
find plants,
especially because you unlock the thing that'll like show them on your map. Like you got this plant radar, and yet they're still hard to see with your eyeballs.
Yeah, man, I don't use the crossbow like at all. I used it briefly recently, a few times, but I was like, the sniper rifle is just so much better because I like ranged weapons. I know it's not like as powerful, but it's not like that much less powerful.
I think at some point in the game you can unlock fire crossbow arrows.
At some point,
not as practical as you'd think, but they're more, if I recall correctly, they're way more efficient to light fires compared to Molotovs, and you've got way more range, so they're actually really good for taking out nests.
Right. Dude, I actually had a really badass moment earlier when I was playing. I was doing that mission
You fought 6 zombies, and 3 of them punched you and you died.
Shut up! No! No, that didn't happen. Shut up! Man, I was doing that mission where you have to like find Boozer, and there was that screamer lady.
Use the technique, Jack.
There was that screamer lady, and I went up and tried to assassinate her, and it didn't work. And of course, I tried to like spin around with my Ripper Blade and got like immediately killed by 6 zombies.
That's the thing, is that you were focused on the screamer, who is like, they're faster than you'd expect, and they run away from you. That's the main thing, is that they're like scouts. And they'll just run away from you and parkour away, and then you're dealing with the 4 to 6 to maybe 8 like, zombies that they summon up. And then you're not prepared for that lineup, and you get stun locked where they just bop you on the head.
I'm so fucking glad that I have a Ripper Blade.
I wish there was like I wish the game had. This wouldn't be like realistic, but it'd be really fun. Would be like a whirlwind move, like Legend of Zelda style, where you're like, cut everything around you.
That would be fun.
Cuts the grass, you get ingredients.
Yeah, but no, I had a really badass moment earlier where I was like working with Schizo. It's the mission where you gotta like find the TNT in that mine place, and you come out and there's marauders, and there wasn't that many, so I just took my sniper rifle and headshotted like 90% of them, and then the last one that was there, I had moved to a different position by the time he started going after Schizo. So while he was going to Schizo, I went up and like knifed him.
Oh,
I was,
Brian
like,
on the radio.
Stealthy.
Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne.
Oh, Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne.
I heard, that reminds me, I believe there's gonna be a John Wick 4 and not a remake, but another Matrix movie coming out in the same year.
Kind of like what they did with the MIB, Men in Black. Was that a continuation or was that a reboot? Because I know the Ghostbusters one was a reboot, but I thought that Men in Black one was a continuation.
I don't know about Men in Black. I feel like it went up. I don't know if it came out yet or not, because I remember being like, ooh, this looks like it's going to be fun. And then I haven't heard anything about it since, so maybe I heard about it too early. Kind of like when I heard about Godzilla from like a leaked trailer that was like a year and a half away from its release.
Yeah.
I'll miss you, unnamed six-legged kaiju. I told you about that, right?
No, but dude, that Ghostbusters fiasco was weird, man. I think I talked about this before.
I never got around to watching that movie.
It's not that the movie itself was weird. It's that the people were weird. Because like I think I talked about this before, but like anyone who liked the movie was pro-feminist, and anyone that didn't was sexist. And I'm over here outside the fandom as someone who's never seen either.
You were just a cat
like,
looking at a plate of broccoli.
Yeah,
going,
just
I
like
want
why
to appreciate
the
movie. Or...
I'm just like looking at it as like, why are you guys?
The thing
so
is,
hateful.
The dumb thing is, like, I never got around to watching it, so I don't have a good opinion.
I don't have any opinion, and you know what? I don't want to watch it, and I don't even want to watch the classics.
I feel like
after that whole fiasco,
that's the funny thing is that
maybe just stay
I
away
never
from
haven't
that
seen the class. I also haven't seen the classics since I was like way younger, so that doesn't even put it into proper perspective either.
People just got so hateful.
Also, I forgot that
each other.
It had a sequel. I forgot there was a Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah, I think there was a third one too.
I technically I know slightly more. I think I brought this up before that I watched this like hour-long presentation about or like what's it, like a nostalgic sort of like review of the Ghostbusters cartoons and how they changed under different ownerships.
Right.
It was fascinating. I can't remember who did it, but yeah, check that out if you're on YouTube. It's like Ghostbusters cartoon reviews.
Yeah.
It's,
by the way,
thing.
By the way, I like that analogy. The cat looking at a plate of broccoli.
Yeah, and that's
just a cat looking
the
at
thing
a plate
is
of
that
broccoli.
normally I'd want to like jump right into it and stuff, but the fact that I literally have not seen the movie and only knew the stuff coming out of the random people on Twitter, I don't have a valid opinion. All I know is that that there was plenty of trolls who were like, I dislike this movie on principles, and I'm like,
well, yeah, but there were just as many people being like,
valid reasons to dislike a movie.
Yes, but there was just as many people being like, I like this movie for principle reasons, and if you don't, then you're sexist. It's like,
I want to be. It's like, bro.
There was no right side to that. Whether you liked it or didn't like it, both of those people being fanatical about it were both assholes. They're all assholes. Just don't be like them.
I mean, I can pick it apart like any movie, even if I really like.
You know what's not good?
You know what's one movie that I honestly, someone had a really good question. Instead of like pick a movie that most people like and find a flaw in it, that's like way too easy. It was pick a movie that you really like, and find a flaw in it. And I was like, I was honestly thinking, okay, well, it's probably, I would say Thor Ragnarok is one of my favorite movies.
It's a good
but
movie.
I don't remember anything in particular that I wanted to add to it. You know? It was just a really good movie.
Yeah. Yeah,
and I swear there's gonna be, you know, if we were really popular, I'm sure we'd have like a couple of comments that are like, hey, what about that thing that was in the making of part, or what if there was that actor who said something terrible? But like from the movie itself, I just thought it was pretty solid.
Yeah.
That I feel like it was kind of like it's like the one big thing that made me go, Taika Waititi, he's a good guy in real life and he's a good director, and I wish that he was given even more work.
Yeah, right.
And then I could forget that he's still like, he was working on movies like almost what is it, like right after that, and he was making his own movies. So I'm like, please give Taika Waititi more work, and he's like, bro, I'm in a project right now. I'm just not making a Marvel movie right now. I'm like, oh yeah, you have,
You have like a life outside.
I keep
of Marvel.
forgetting that you are not a creature created by Marvel specifically to create movies.
Right.
But seriously though, when you get time though, could you
make
please?
more Marvel movies?
It's like me. It's just me and like Taika Waititi's webcomic. I'm like, bro, can you make some more, please? Please, sir, can I have some more?
Dude, I would love for him to make some DC movies.
Dude, that would be amazing.
Right?
Dude,
Can
it would
you
have
imagine
like
him
Taika
making like a
Waititi would
Harley
be like,
Quinn movie,
and
or like
Taika Waititi would end up being in it as like
a cameo?
Yeah, he would be like a editor-in-chief of the Daily Planet who stops by in like 2 minutes and leaves.
I would love to see him writing characters that have like within canon have like a pretty noticeable sense of humor. Characters like Harley Quinn or like Green Arrow maybe, because Green Arrow's always cracking jokes and shit, or Nightwing. Characters like that. I would love to see him writing.
Man,
those,
I would love
directing those.
I don't know how it would work precisely.
How have we not had a Nightwing movie yet? He's been Nightwing for like, what, 80 years now? My honest answer
is that the entire well of DC characters is nearly untapped. My silly answer is not a single actor has the perfect enough butt.
Ass.
Yeah, has the perfect enough butt to play him. Clearly.
Humanity has not yet ready for this kind of ass.
Man, I'm just imagining, like, I want Taika Waititi's precise energy in the DC universe.
Yes,
like,
it would be great.
It'd be so much just better, dude. You know what I would do though?
What?
The first thing I'd want to see him do is a Green Lantern Spectrum convalescence kind of deal. Because of the way that his actors could go nuts playing the different lanterns.
Dude, that'd be amazing.
Man, that would he'd be like, hey, you know how everyone forgot that Nick Cage was a decent actor? Let me just reel him in here. Nick Cage.
Nick Cage in the Green Lantern Corps would be the most amazing thing ever.
Which Lantern Corps would Nick Cage be best in?
Now that is a question. Here's my answer to that.
We'll be right back after these messages.
I would say the Blue Lantern Corps, and here's why. Mm-hmm. Because the Blue Lantern Corps are supposed to be like, companions to the Green Lantern people. They make them more powerful. They like feed off each other and shit, and that's cool. The Blue Lantern Corps is very much the sort of supportive role amongst the multiple corps, mm-hmm. which means that you could very well pair him with like just Hal Jordan for like a whole movie and just have him like going nuts towards Hal Jordan. Just like any random Blue Lantern. Make up a Blue Lantern character for this and just have him go nuts while hanging out with Hal Jordan.
I'm just imagining
or John
supporting
Stewart
the crap out of him is like, I believe in you.
I believe in you so hard.
That's where your powers come from, though. Your power of hope. Yeah, but do you understand?
Do you believe in yourself?
It's not just my cat. It's just
my sister's coming in here looking at me all crazy and just backing away slowly. But like the more he believes in you, the like wider and crazier his face gets.
I would love. Oh, I would have it that Dexar appears, but because Dexar would be kind of like, even with modern technology, would be a little hard to animate because he's both a cat and he can fly. And
yeah.
I mean, if you can have a cat that flies, it would hate flying most of the time, depending on how it could fly, because they like having their feet on the ground. They kind of wiggle around when they're in the air.
Well, I mean, I feel like that would depend, because the same could be said for a lot of people, but like, you think there's a Green Lantern person that suddenly got their ring and was like, oh, I'm just gonna fly everywhere now.
Yeah, well, think about a Green Lantern person who, like, wasn't told that they had to, like, point their body like a spear, so they're like, alright, time to fly, and they get into, like, a sitting position. They summon up a chair, and the chair moves.
They're just
Is this not how you guys do it?
They're just doing it like Metron style, just flying around at the speed
or they don't know that the ring can make them fly, so they keep summoning up various vehicles, like GTA Online. Like, okay, time to go, biplane, just around my body. That's cool and all, but, like, you can fly at, like, Mach 5. But in this old thing? No, I mean, like, you can just propel yourself. How does that work? That doesn't make any sense.
That'd be amazing. Hey, you think that if someone has like a fear of flying, then they would like try to do not a lot of flying when they became a Green
Yeah, they
Lantern?
summon up they just summon up the front part of a bullet train, you know, or just something else like that. That'd be they just catapult themselves around,
right?
or a hovercraft or something.
That'd be amazing. Anyway,
yeah, but that would be excellent. I would love to see what kind of actors.
Taika Waititi, please direct a Green Lantern movie.
I would love to see the actors just like, because the thing about it, the reason why I was like, you probably remember when I said that like Shazam was going to be the movie that like broke the DCEU,
right?
And I'm glad it did. In that, 1, it had color. 2, it had emotions. And 3, it had like fun.
And 4, Zack Snyder wasn't part of it.
Yeah, that's
I mean, that's already a step in the right direction. Just kick Zack Snyder off, stop letting him make superhero movies. Unless you want to get him on the team that's making whatever Brightburn spinoffs are coming to come out. Because, like, that's the world that I could see Zack Snyder in. The sort of Brightburn type universe.
Wait, who directed Brightburn, by the way?
I don't remember, but
I think the person who made Brightburn should direct Brightburn. And I haven't seen it. I saw a review about it, and it was in a podcast.
I would like to see Brightburn.
And I love the concept of it.
But I feel like that's what Zack Snyder usually tries to go for. He tries to be more dark and gritty, but he does it with characters that like we don't want that with. So if you just take him and you put him in a universe where everyone's horrible, then maybe he'll excel a little more.
Well, that's the thing, is that even in like what's the trope, like a crapsack world, you have to provide some level of contrast. Like, that's what I learned about the like original Watchmen comic, that like the Watchmen saw.
Did you read the comic?
A little tiny bit. I remember I saw this like thing that sort of broke it down, where it's like one of the important things about Watchmen is that the Watchmen see everything in very like binary terms. And in these like, there's all this like terrible things going on at all times, and when you're on like a higher than like street level, when you're on like when you're always on patrol, that's kind of your mindset. But like all of the background panels and stuff that wasn't actually in the movie, all the background stuff was just like, oh, hey, you can have half this bagel, thanks. Like, just like ordinary people having ordinary lives outside of like, this person killed this other person and ate their butt.
Meanwhile, here's Reggie Long just trying to get his pancakes for the day.
Precisely! That's what you need. If you don't have pancakes, then you can't set up this whole like jury other stuff, because you got to set up some kind of level of normalcy where it's like, here's at least some level where it's like, here's at the end of the day where I return to this hole in the wall that I live in, and I put a little light a candle and I take a nap, and that's my little joy in the day. Like, you gotta have something like that. If
you don't have syrup, then you can't have pancakes. No syrup, no pancakes. It's that simple.
Pancakes and no syrup. that's a heresy.
Right. Anyway, let's get back to this.
Last thing. But Shazam was going to be the movie that broke the DCEU, and I was saying the reason why I would love like Taika Waititi or someone Taika Waititi-ish to do that sort of lantern thing is because the movie would be all about bright colors, wacky energy projections, and characters who have a lot of emotions. Like, a lot of emotions.
Lots of emotions. That's kind of what the cores are all about.
It's kind of what it's all about. By the way, did I tell you that Black Hand was in Lego Batman 3?
No, you did not. What was that like?
He's just one of the unlockables, and he has all the standard lantern powers. He fly around, he's got the beam, he can make a force field thing. But I was like, wait a minute. Every color of the lanterns has a different summon when they're digging. So like Green Lantern and also other lanterns that have the Green Lantern ring have a pile driver. Not a pile driver. What is it called? It's got a chisel on the end.
Those.
Yeah.
Jackhammer?
Jackhammer. For some reason that wasn't coming. Jackhammer.
That's the name of the dude who was murdered.
Yeah. But each of them has a different thing, and so I was like, oh, I wonder if Black Hand has a different thing. And he does. His one is summoning up a black skull that like chomps on the dirt.
Well, that's disturbing.
Yeah, but it does work though.
Well, yeah, I mean,
yeah, I'm glad
I figured it would for Black Hand.
It's interesting how some of the characters models in that game have like just a ton of effort put into them, like Frankenstein or like Lobo. Lobo is actually like a pretty well balanced character with a handful of different abilities, but then like some of them are like, I feel like really just extra. Like there's one that's Bruce Wayne and he has this scan ability, I assume because he has like contacts,
right?
And that is it. That's all he does.
Huh.
Which I'm like, sure that makes sense and stuff, but like, I feel like he could have been.
I mean, wouldn't it just be his mask, not contacts?
Well, no, he doesn't have a mask on. It's just Bruce Wayne in
like
a light gray suit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, there's this really cool bit in the Teen Titans comic where Damian and Jen were talking to each other, and you actually get to see he takes his mask off, and you actually like get to see his mask like up close, and like you see all the buttons and like text stuff that are built into it. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. I mean, I always assumed that every person in the Bat family had like a super teched out mask, but like getting to see it up close, like from their side, because it was a panel and it was showing the mask, but it was like from the other side, the inside of the mask, and like getting to see it, it looked really cool.
The
like,
hard part is getting the adhesive just right.
Yeah, right. I always wonder, like, how do they wear it?
It's like Question's mask, where it uses an adhesive that only comes off with another like solvent.
Right.
So it just really sticks on there.
Anyway, Pops. Yeah, I called you Pops, you spiky-haired geezer.
Ooh.
Now listen here, you yellow little geezer.
But really, you don't have any cream? Just a little bit?
No.
Some cream?
No cream.
We'll make it all creamy.
We don't have cream inside. You just have to settle for non-creamy coffee.
Wait.
You're the one that didn't put cream in your coffee beforehand now.
You are
What did
correct.
we learn?
I learned an important lesson, which is, 1, put cream in the coffee before I leave for the stream, and 2, time my poops better, so I'm not just like, oh, I'm about to leave. I got my helmet on. No, hold on, because I'm not using your toilet, man. It won't survive. I'll just leave it at that.
Alright then. That's what I hate about grown-ups. You're all so self-conscious. Bitch, I'm like in my early 20s.
I thought,
Man,
I keep saying that Phoenix is... I still contest that Phoenix is actually in, like, his mid-30s.
Maybe, I don't know. Okay, off with the kid gloves. Testify, witness, testify.
Testify!
Yipes! Oh my god, what is that? Hang on, let me just get a screen cap of this exact image. I'm gonna use it as like a reaction.
Cap last time where it was like, what sort of murderer uses a samurai slap?
Yeah, those are gonna be like reaction pictures for me.
I feel like it would be really hard to justify that as a reaction image. Because think about how I like it as a meme.
Well, I mean the one from just now, the apes one.
Yeah.
Well, like
maybe
the samurai slap too, but it would have to be like an oddly specific situation. Like, hang on, let me try to create a scenario here.
Let me just set up an elaborate Rube Goldberg scenario where I can tell this joke. Look, what I'm saying is that it would be his bat mitzvah.
Still not Jewish.
But it could be his bat mitzvah.
Dude, now I'm imagining like a world where Damien is friends with Penguin's kid, son, nephew, whatever he was, and he's just like
Joseph.
Yeah,
I think it was because
I'm imagining,
it was Joseph.
I'm imagining a world where they're like friends, and he's constantly harassing him to have a bat mitzvah, and he's just constantly like, dude, still not Jewish.
I'm seeing, and you even said that this party wasn't a big deal. And there's just a gasp in the audience. Exactly my thoughts on exactly. This is a monumental night for young Joshua. Joshua, that's what. Sorry, I got it.
Joshua, right?
Man. The first time I heard the Bane voice, I was like, oh no, they're using the Bane from the movie voice. But like, it came around.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay with it.
I don't like that you called me a big monster.
You called me a big... I'm gonna blow up Gotham Stadium.
They walk a fine line between keeping Bane as a comical character and like linking him with the fact that like clearly he's had some successful heists and capers before.
Yeah.
I mean, he's managed to blow up the Gotham Stadium, so he somehow pulled that off. Gonna blow up Gotham Stadium.
It's like one of my favorite lines. Gonna blow up Gotham Stadium.
There's an edit of that where that entire scene where like the field collapses, except a bunch of pink smoke comes up, and he walks on the field, takes the microphone off the guy. It's a girl.
It's a girl.
Amazing. Welcome to my gender reveal heist. Dude, why? That would be kind of legit, though.
Yeah, it'd be pretty. Dude, I imagine him doing something like that for Harley Quinn.
Within this box within this box in this vault, so this part of town is the secret gender. You must bring it back to this house.
That's the gender reveal party that they would do for Harley Quinn.
Yeah. No, that's what like someone like Cluemaster would do. It would be really obnoxious. Have way too many people involved.
Stephanie Brown's there, and she's like, "Dad, just why are you doing this?"
Well, do you want to know the gender of the baby? We'll find out eventually. Come on.
Look, it'll eventually be born, and then we'll get to see if it has a penis or not. Like,
I mean, that's like the basic anatomy of it. I'm talking about I was talking more about the overall like expression, but yeah, it's like it's simple enough.
Yeah. So you did see the beginning of the fight. Yeah? Did you notice anything unusual? Well, I guess the Steel Samurai was moving a little strange. Moving? Strangely?
Well, I have heard that if there is something strange in my neighborhood, there's someone I can call.
Ghost Nappa!
Who could it be?
Ghost Nappa! Gina! Why couldn't you take a picture? My new camera has too many buttons, I couldn't figure it out! I tried to take a picture. I really tried. When the lens opened, what did you see? Well, I'm resting on the ground and the Steel Samurai. That's all that happened. Yep.
I was gonna...
oh wait, I forgot to press him on the last thing.
Phoenix, hold it! Am I Phoenix?
That's all. That's all? Yeah, I told you I didn't take a picture. I wouldn't have once... I would have once I got that lens open. Did he really not take a picture? Not even one? Press him hard.
Bother.
Hey, y'all can't see it, but I'm like pressing Taylor right now. Like, hey. Nah.
That's why this whole time I was wondering why. I mean, I imagine there's like in a realistic scenario you couldn't just like crack open the camera or whatever. You'd probably want some kind of permission for that like property. But
right.
But still, like in this particular game, I'm like, can we not check the camera? I feel like it would be. I feel like we could at least ask, hey, can we check the camera and see who's in the picture? Because that's like an important key bit of evidence.
Right.
You can see precisely like where they died.
Right. Nah, he definitely would have taken a picture. There's got to be something here I can use.
It's no use.
Listen up, Cody Hackins. I know exactly what happened that day. You took a picture. Hey! Another reaction. Bullseye. How did you know? I see through all your lies, Cody Hackins. It's one of my powers. Just cuts to like Bigby from Wolf Among Us. Yeah, it's one of my superpowers.
I was gonna go with Dynamite Watkins from OKKO. Just like, tell us, the public deserves to know! And then you gesture with the microphone.
Never watched OKKO. Well, that's why I watched like one episode of it.
You should see the rest of it. It is now complete and complete.
Huh, yeah. Neat. Well, wow! This feels great.
Oh, you feel great.
Yeah, I took a picture. Perhaps you... Oh.
Perhaps you can change your testimony to reflect this, Cody.
Hang on a minute. I gotta put this on back.
We shall take a brief recess as we adjust the volume and procure some snacks. Young Hackins, perhaps you would enjoy some snacks. We have, I don't know, and they just have the same snacks. They have, perhaps some samurai soda. It's licensed, you know. Hey, can I have a fruit snack?
Yeah, go for it.
Can I have a water, but like in a cup that I... Why is this same cup here? I don't trust this cup. It's been sitting here for like 2 days. Can I have a different cup, please? Oh, okay. Yeah. Normally, I don't grab my own cups because when I do, you're like, hold on.
Yeah.
And I'm like. Oh, I'm on the wrong verse. You know, I didn't realize just how much, like, I used to wonder, hey, what would I do if I had, like, a little more money? It turns out the answer is, I'd buy video games. I just really like video games. Plus, like, and a lot of it's been, like, incidental, because, like, once you get the PS, the PS Plus and the PS Now, you got a bunch of these, like, that's the cost of, like, basically 2 video games, and you're just gonna play a whole bunch.
Yeah. I mean, that's like... Yeah, I mean, that's like 2 free games every month for, like, 12 months. That's, like, 12 times 2. You get, like, 24 free games in the span of a year. If you have
However,
PS
everyone who's checking this out, remember, PlayStation is gonna be sneaky, and they will try to charge you like if you get a month of it and you don't specifically cancel, it'll order another month after the end of the month.
Oh yeah.
So you go in your settings. I'm trying to remember it just by my brain. The PlayStation button. You go to settings. Go to like account, I think, account information. And then it was like subscriptions or something, and from there you can deactivate the what's it called,
autopay.
Basically the auto repay thing, which is kind of funny because it's like, yes, let me get set that auto pay to on specifically, but like I wish I could set the auto pay to on, but for the yearly subscription, but like. Then I wouldn't even react. I wouldn't even touch it once every year.
Right.
But like, yeah, having it pay every month is not efficient. And if you don't want to do that at all, then just make sure that you've got it turned off. That way, at the end of the month, it just stops.
Right.
A lot of credit card things are sneaky that way. That happened with a gym I was in once. Which is especially sneaky because I literally paid for it in cash, so they didn't have my credit card on file, so they couldn't charge me more. And they kept calling me, and they're like, "Hey, I noticed that you didn't pay for your next month of subscription." I was like, "Because I didn't buy another month's subscription." Like that's the weirdest thing, right? Like They're so used to assuming that you have a credit card and used to like just signing you up again that if you pay for the first start subscription in cash, they will pretend like they already got you, and it's just terrible.
Yeah. Oh, my mic was not down. Yeah, it was pretty dumb. Did you?
been trying to take moment on a blackness card. Sorry, I got.
I took a few shots, but it was too late, so I erased them. How can I pick holes in? Oh my god! So that's just like, is that the only thing?
Yeah, wait. Can we present the camera? Or no?
Nah, I'm gonna just keep pressing.
Right. I would say present the camera, but
oh wait,
at this point in the game, it's a lot more. It seems a lot more strict. I guess the bearded gentleman.
I
always wondered if kid gloves refer to like padded gloves or like gloves that you put on when you're handling a baby goat.
Man,
or gloves made of like baby skin.
Man, I don't know. You erase
I really
them?
hope it's like the first or second.
Yeah. Why would you erase a picture of your beloved Steel Samurai victorious? Well, you know. But why would I want to keep a picture like that? He's becoming less and less cooperative. I better find a clear contradiction soon or some solid evidence. How can I pick holes in... Ah, damn it.
Mia.
How can I repeat the same thing? That was... Oh, yeah, that is Mia.
Yeah.
I keep mixing them up.
Hold on, let me adjust my radio here. It's filled with voices of me from the past and future. It says we're stuck in this trial forever if we don't solve it.
The lens wouldn't come open in time, so I missed it. I took a few shots, but well, it's gotta be some evidence.
You know what's weird?
Oh! Path to Glory! I'm gonna present that.
Because I feel like...
Objection. Cody! Every time you say Cody, you follow it with something bad.
Cody, I have diarrhea.
I just want to thank you for giving me this the other day. Huh? Oh, right. What was it you told me then? I go to every live performance. I always take a picture when the Steel Samurai lands the final blow. Wazam! I got 'em all. I never missed one. A perfect collection. Cody, did you really get a picture of the Steel Samurai standing victorious over his foe? If you did, I find it hard to believe that you would just erase it. Wouldn't you keep it for your album? Ha! Another reaction picture?
Reaction music is back.
Just every time I see that face with something in the caption.
It's like stop. I think the first one was fine. The second one was like having your pumpkins out in November. Wait, November? Yeah, November. Where it's just like, all right, that's quaint, but can we
move on to Thanksgiving?
No longer. If it's there in December, ooh, you're in trouble.
Man, we saw this when me and sister were out walking the dog. We kept coming across this house that had their Christmas lights up, but their Christmas lights were up in like May. Or no, not May. It wasn't that
How
early. It
much
was like
lights though?
May, June, July.
Because like some folks just keep their Christmas.
No,
lights
it would have been
up.
like September.
Yeah, because like some folks keep their Christmas lights up, but like. Here's a good comparison though. Like I was so in GTA Online.
Okay, if your lights are just up year round, then that's fine. But if your lights are on in September, you need to fuck off and let Halloween and Thanksgiving have their time in the sun.
After Christmas?
Before Christmas. They had them on before Christmas. Dude,
I was confused as to what kind of lights they had up.
It was Christmas lights. They had Christmas lights on, but they were on in like September, and I'm like, dude, That's too early. That's too early. If your Christmas lights are on
celebrating
in September,
spooky Christmas.
then you need to fuck off and let Thanksgiving and Halloween have their time in the sun.
And celebrating spooky Christmas, then First Nations winter times, then regular Christmas.
I have a friend whose birthday is
and then Christmas after party called New Year's.
Yeah, I have a friend whose birthday is on December 4th, and her rule whenever she's like living with someone is that you're not allowed to have Christmas decorations up until after her birthday.
I guess.
Which, seems fair.
That's the thing though, is that it's all about how much free time and energy you have. I mean, like, I still don't have we still are putting away like the Christmas stuff. We still have like the tree up, and it's like January.
Well, yeah, but you're putting them away in January. That's perfectly fine. Lots of people are doing that.
What I'm saying
That's
is
normal.
that, like, you gotta be a little fair. This is what got me a little giggle though. In GTA Online, specifically around the 24th or so, or right near Christmas, all of the properties that you have, the various like facilities and businesses and stuff, had a Christmas tree with little presents under it.
Right.
And if you got close to it, you would hear little jingle bell stuff. And I was like, oh, that's cute. But what's funny is that on the 24th and 25th, it was snowing in Los Santos. And on the 26th, the snow is completely gone, and it's not exactly a transitionary mode, but the snow is completely gone, but the Christmas trees are still up. And last time I checked, the Christmas trees are still up, and I'm like, that actually makes that feels really realistic. The snow just leaves immediately, but the Christmas trees are gonna stay up till like mid-January.
Right.
Because, like, no one in our businesses are gonna put them away.
Right.
There's like one person working there. There's one, maybe 0 people working there.
Right.
That's the weirdest thing about GTA businesses.
Yeah.
Wish I could just hire, LJT or whatever. He's always like, hey, we got supplies, and we're making them into other products. And, like, I wish you could just call him and be like, hey, so you know how you called me and said we're running out of supplies? I can just forward you the money. I can just send you the money or something, and you can buy the supplies.
Right.
Or just, how about I'll wait in town and you give me the heads up to start the mission where you steal something all the way from in town. That would be so much more convenient. Just have some agents.
Read your line.
Mr. Wright.
What?
What exactly is this album?
What is an album?
This album, if you will.
It's called Path to Glory, Your Honor. It's a collection
I'm really uninterested in the...
It's a collection of pictures of the Steel Samurai, all taken by Cody Hackins. He claims it's a perfect collection of every battle the Steel Samurai has won.
I see.
Don't you find this very odd, Your Honor? Among all his pictures of the Steel Samurai, none were taken that day.
Order. Mr. Wright, have you an explanation?
I mean, maybe. Just let me speak for a minute.
The Steel Samurai had just defeated his adversary. I certainly would expect to see a picture of it in this album. I'm not sure if I got his voice right for this episode.
I don't
It's a
know.
little different.
Exactly my point, Your Honor. Ellipses. So many ellipses! No! Wait! No way!
Phoenix, I think we finally discovered the truth. And what a truth it is.
Mia, are we sure about this? Did he actually?
Yeah. Sometimes you don't think it'd be that way, but it do.
Another line there.
I'm pretty sure what you're thinking is right. Tell him, Phoenix. Tell him what the truth is.
The truth, Mia, is that...
Right? Please explain to the court what is going on here with this soliloquy aside thing. Why was there no picture in the album from the day of the murder? Why would the boy have erased the photos he took?
Oh no, I got 2 patient bars on the line. It's always 2. Man, I think I complained about this before, but why is it that, like, you lose 2 every time you mess up? Why not just have there be less bars and just lose 1 every time?
Can I have a small mess up here?
That's one of the reasons that, like, basketball annoys me. It's like, why would every shot be 2 points? Why not just,
why not, like, one point and then 2
like,
points for the long shot?
A 2-pointer.
I do wonder if there's situations that merit giving 1 point or subtracting 1 point.
I don't know, man. I don't know anything about sports. Man, I tried to get into football once and I just couldn't. I, like, legitimately tried. I was like, okay, people love football, so, like, I should get into football, and then I could be part of so many social circles. And I tried. I, like, talked to my uncle. I, like, asked about the rules and stuff. We watched it on Thanksgiving, and I didn't watch it.
That's the thing, is that, like,
I watched a little bit, and then I left.
The funny thing is that a lot of things that separate me from a sport is knowing, like, the rules and such. But what's in the background is, like, I can understand why. I can't really get into it because it's not got enough lore. Like, that's why when someone's like, oh, here's this random thing in, like, wrestling, I'll be like, yeah, because like, it's like, oh, here's just like a situation that we've set up. Here are characters that mean something, and I'm like, okay. But, like, when there's so many people in the field, it's like, it's not like football has. If I knew, like, the meta of football, if I knew, like, this person has been. It's not like football players have, like, a character that they main and a strategy that they use and a specific potion that they've learned to combine with a bunch of things in order to get, like, an optimal build. Like, I know that they have, like, different exercise regimes and stuff, but, like, they don't say that in the commentary for football. It's like they're acting like they're all the bunch of the same, like, person, and I'm like, come on, guys. I wanna see some background. Have some people who are like, hi, I'm blah. I'm the quarterback. I went to here, and it was my dream to football.
I actually watched pro wrestling for a while when all I had out here was, like, a little cable box.
Yeah, and the funniest thing about it is that it's one of those things where it's like, there's an ideal where, like, you can get into wrestling and be like, this isn't quite right, but you know what you're looking for when you see it, where you're like, yes, this is a Clash of Titans.
Right. I'm guessing he erased them by mistake, right? Because the Steel Samurai did win, and I don't think the pictures were blurry. I think yes, he erased them. No? What do you think?
Ask yourself the hard questions, man. All we got is the evil magistrate. We got a very excited fan. No witnesses. He's just a kid. He can make mistakes.
Did the Steel Samurai not win?
I'm pointing towards my temple. You can't. I'll have to illustrate that.
Yeah. Alright, let's try that then.
Let the people at home know.
I can think of only one reason, Your Honor. The Steel Samurai didn't win. That's why Cody deleted those photos.
If he had this jaw cast on after the dental surgery, he could not have eaten the booty like groceries.
What the fuck is that song?
I just keep thinking of random lines that I find amusing when you say them literally.
She got a big hole on your booty. Make the world cry.
I really do. Like, I honestly really like that line. I think it's really like great. And it's also, the real comedy is me as just as deadpan and white guy as possible. Be like, you know what really inspired me today? Walking up on the TED Talk stage, she got a big ol' onion booty. Make the world cry. And I lived by that. Right. So, the Steel Samurai boss. Oh, Beth, can you toss me a fruit snack?
Can you toss me one too, please? You're the best sister ever.
Fruit snacks, fruit snacks.
Ah!
Thank you.
Thank you. Sister's giving us fruit snacks. Well, Cody, I am right, aren't I? Tell the truth. Tell the truth now. The bad guy defeated the Steel Samurai. No way! No! It's impossible. The Steel Samurai never loses.
And I think I know how this is connected.
You think so?
If he was, this might not be the thing, but if he was spying on their practice run, remember he's a kid and kind of, he doesn't quite see the separation. He doesn't quite see the separation between actor and character.
He's just an innocent kid living in this weird American Japanese type world.
Yeah, he's living in a lonely world, and he's taken the midnight train to Samurai, Neo, old Tokyo.
Going anywhere.
Did I tell you I wanted to make like an 8-bit platform game about that?
Really?
Yeah.
About taking a midnight train?
Yeah, yeah. It would be a platform where you play a city girl, and except the whole thing is like a side scroll and punch 'em up, where you're fighting like shadows that lurk in the night and weird streetlight people.
Like, do streetlight people have like streetlights?
Yeah, they have streetlights for heads. Yeah.
Dude, I'd play that.
Right, and it would be relatively like simple, but like. Yeah.
Shout out your journey.
Yeah, especially because like. It'd be one of those things where it's like, clearly this is an homage, but in such an oblique way that I don't think Journey would be like, hey, these are our lyrics. And it's like, this is our lyrics, but this isn't how we thought of it at all.
This is not what we were trying to say.
These are like shadow creatures lurking in the night. This is less spookier than I imagined Journey to be.
I'm imagining one of them like playing the game and they're just like, I've been on some drugs in my life, but like, never did I ever picture this.
I've seen some strange things in my day. And just wanted to say that.
Wait, what was that from?
World Doctor.
Oh, yeah.
It's just this guy, and he's like, well, I've seen strange things in my day. Long pause. And? That's what I thought you wanted to know.
Hey, you know that scene where they're, like, on the helicopter and then they're not on the helicopter?
Yeah.
Let's just not be on the helicopter.
Brilliant. Just... well, hold on. No, right, okay, so, if Cody was watching their rehearsal, Will Powers got injured. It's a regular work accident.
Oh, that's when he injured his leg.
His perspective, he lost the fight.
Oh, dude, that makes sense.
My guess is that he might have gotten into maybe not a fight, but something with the evil magistrate.
I've never played Castlevania, but is this kind of like the music they play in Castlevania?
It does sound sort of Castlevania-ish.
It's a little Castlevania.
Yeah.
Is Castlevania Capcom?
I don't remember. Put that in the comments. Which, by the way, you please get the episodes uploaded. So when I say, "Hey, put that in the comments," like it's.
Yeah,
like
we're gonna start uploading these up to YouTube, but I'm gonna be doing it like twice a week on the days when we're not streaming. So on the days we're not streaming, we'll have videos uploaded to YouTube. So to the future people and YouTube people, go watch our Twitch. It's great. It's of the same name. So,
Oh, the
Captain LJ Bird.
Oh, right. That's what we'll use.
Yeah. So, do
Hit
that.
The
button. Hang on. Okay. The witness has revealed everything with his words. There was a reason why he lied and told us he didn't take a picture. The same reason he erased his precious photos. For Cody, it was inconceivable that the Steel Samurai could be defeated. However, Cody witnessed the impossible. He's just eating a fruit snack like in the middle of this of this speech. You see, Honor.
Minecraft eating noises.
What I'm getting at here is...
What I mean is, kind of, sort of like, how do I spell murder?
Is it M-E-R? Shit, no, that's not it.
M-E-R-D-R. Loads of murder.
Loads of murder! He saw the Steel Samurai lose, yet to admit what he saw would destroy everything he believed in. That's why he lied. I think I'm going for like a weird, like you know, Legend of Korra, where they did the previously.
Yeah, you're going a little transatlantic.
Yeah, the little previous things were like previously on Legend of Korra.
By the way, that is a perfect example of transatlantic accent. Like because that's actually sort of that's pseudo the setting. Is a sort of like pseudo 1920s, and he's like an announcer, and he has to be like loud and clear. And funny thing about that voice actor does a very similar voice for recaps in Star Wars: The Clone Wars, I believe.
Ah, nice.
Or maybe I hope I'm not misremembering that, but I swear it's the same guy. I thought it was.
Man, how long has TV existed?
Oh, television in general?
Yeah.
Because the 1920s voice is from radio, not television, but movies and such, I think, what, 1930s?
God.
Call me old-fashioned, but when I saw that train coming, I left the theater.
That's why he lied and said the Steel Samurai won!
You know, I gotta say, this show is a lot different than the others I've been to.
What is that?
The ushers, they're acting a little different.
Yeah? Different how?
Well, normally they gotta take people out of the theater.
Yeah?
Here they're keeping them in.
Ah!
Man, I love Statler.
Statler will there for the best. This line came up and then I had to drink water and then Taylor became Statler.
Statler and Waldorf are the perfect
Muppet guys.
Like Muppet fanboys for the internet. We learned that the internet is full of weirdos, or the internet is full of critical, judgmental jerks. Sounds like our kind of place.
I always think of like that little clip that Linkara uses of the Muppet guy that just opens the door and he's just like, "You are all weirdos," and then just shakes his head and closes the door.
Well, if you think it's so easy, you come down here and you tell jokes. You first.
He couldn't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Man, there's that. I don't know what kind of comedy that is, but that really like sharp where it just works. It's not like the absurd comedy or the setup comedy. It's all about like.
Just the delivery?
Just the delivery of wordplay. Like the phrase like, "Hey, you should if you think telling jokes is so easy, you should come down here. You should come down here and tell jokes. You first."
Yeah. Your line.
Order! I will have order.
I will have an order of fries.
I'd like a number 9 large.
A number 9 with extra chili. A number 9 supersized.
You ordered too many number 9s.
Coke.
You've broken the pact.
She betrayed the pact.
So this is fascinating.
It's from Borderlands 3. Do you remember that guy? Do you remember that guy from Borderlands 3? Remember that kid? He's like, "She betrayed the pact."
No.
From Eden 6. You had to hunt down that witch lady, and there were the potion thingies.
Oh yeah, that's where Pippi was from.
Yeah, that's where Pippi is from.
Wasn't the pact like it's supposed to sound like a spooky group of witches, but they're basically like just like a bunch of neighbors.
Just a bunch of
who just like do barbecues together and stuff. Except they actually the evil one really did betray the pact and started doing weird alchemy stuff.
Yeah.
And making they made those what is it, the like zombie nogs or something. No, not zombie nogs. They made mutant nogs. Basically they make egg nogs. They took nogs and they made them purple, I think.
Man, I think one of my all-time favorite side missions in that game has to be the one with the ratchets.
Ratchets?
Yeah, remember the talking ratchet guy who transferred his brain, remember? And Reed stops in and he's like, "That is a talking ratchet." I am not caught up to speed on that, what is happening here?
I don't remember that.
It was the guy who was sick and like it was on a.
I remember a lot of talking weapons and such.
It was on Promethea. You're like looking for the janitor guy. Reese is like, "Hey, go find my janitor," and you find the janitor, but the janitor's not there. Instead, you find a talking Ratchet, and he's like, "Yeah, the janitor guy is like my friend. We did that mission together."
I remember that, but I don't remember a Ratchet. I remember you have like his brain thing, and then you have a robot janitor.
Well, it ended with 2 talking Ratchets because you find the one talking Ratchet, and he's like, "Oh yeah, the janitor guy is my friend," and he like put my brain in this body because I was like sick and dying. And then you like find the janitor's body, and he's like, "Oh no, man, I'm not gonna leave you like this." And he eats the brain out, and then you take it to put his brain to put it inside a Ratchet body. And there's that one big Ratchet dude.
Oh, you mean a Ratchet body?
Is it Ratchet? I thought they were called Ratchets.
No, Ratch, because they're like rats that hatch. You were saying Ratchet, and I was imagining like the tool.
Oh no!
And I was like, no, you're thinking of the janitor robot.
I just
that's
forgot
in
what the hell they were called.
That's in the poo launcher.
No, but I love Reese coming in and just being like, "That is a talking Ratch," and every time that when I play that mission and he comes back saying like plausible deniability and all that, I imagine him like I imagine like him in his office. Just pulling out a bong like fucking talking Ratchets. I'm not high enough for this shit. Read your line.
Witness! I mean, Cody! Is this true? You see. Tell the court what you saw. Mama! I think I might have killed a man. Or saw a man die. I'm actually kind of worried.
Yeah? Cody
Mundy.
That day you saw the Steel Samurai lose a fight, right? Okay. Alright. The Steel Samurai fell down.
Order! Order! And a third order for all of you. What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? The Steel Samurai was the murderer, not the victim.
Yet according to your witness's testimony, the Steel Samurai was the one who fell.
So he is referring to the rehearsal, not the murder.
Right. Mr. Oh.
So here's my question: if he fell and didn't get up, do you think it like the do you think going back to the theory where someone sleep poisoned his like steak, and then during the rehearsal he got knocked down and he's like, well, time to take a nap, and then they just moved him to his trailer?
Maybe.
Mr. Wright, what's going on?
Apparently we have all made a serious error.
It turns out an error, and then it's like, it turns out Will Powers was the one who was dead the whole time. It's back to that twist where you keep talking to people who are ghosts. Dang it!
Fucking ghosts!
Good news, Will. You don't have to face the death sentence. For multiple reasons. Also, you're a ghost.
Read your line.
Let me think.
You didn't read the line.
There was...
He's saying, what's this all about?
I'm gonna say...
Read the line.
Hammer...
You didn't even read your fucking line.
What's this all about? I'm gonna
about
say...
you reading your line.
Hammer was still the victim. No, wait, no.
There was no victim.
I'm just gonna go with Hammer was the victim.
Hammer was the victim. I mean,
at
we already
the end of the day,
that,
Hammer died and Steel Samurai took a nap.
Yeah.
Unless they were in alternate costumes.
Maybe.
But then someone would have had to put Jack Hammer into a different costume and then put a hole in it so it matched...
Man, I don't know. Quite simply, the victim was Jack Hammer.
Mr. Wright, we all know that.
Right.
Perhaps you'd like to reconsider your last statement. Hold on.
I'm just gonna stand here and
hold on, this paper isn't slapped enough
sorry.
yet. It tells me stuff when I slap it. It's kind of like a Harry Potter book, but
right.
instead of instead of regular magic, it requires me to slap it around a bit. Don't judge
It was I who was wrong.
Okay, right? First you're right, now you're... First you're right, now you're wrong. Which is it? Last year you were 34. This year you're 35. Make up your mind,
Yesterday
Phoenix.
you said tomorrow. Look, I'm sure there's something we're overlooking.
I'm sure there is. If you're so sure, then tell us what it is. What's this all about?
There was the victim. There was no victim. Steel Samurai was the victim. Jack Hammer was in the Steel Samurai costume. Maybe?
That might make sense.
If you understand what really happened, it's actually quite simple. At the end of the fight, the Steel Samurai fell to the ground and lay still. In other words, the Steel Samurai was not the killer. He was the victim! Don't you see? Jack Hammer was the Steel Samurai!
Order! Order! Oh, sorry.
I told you I want fries!
Oh,
Keep yelling at me for
Steel
my
Samurai
order.
in this photograph. And the man in this costume was the victim, Mr. Jack Hammer.
That's what I'm saying, Your Honor.
He was present at the action scene run through that morning.
That was my line.
I thought that's what you were about to say.
Wow, Judge, are you a mind reader?
I'm just following what I've heard so far.
Thus he obvious. God damn it! Now I'm using the judge voice. You must be up to it. Thus, he obviously knew about Will Powers' foot injury.
But wait.
But wait, there's
Had
more.
Mr. Hammer gone to Studio One already?
That's what everyone thought. But remember what Miss Oldback said in her testimony?
On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 o'clock p.m. Did I see poor old Hammer? No. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. It all adds up in a weird way.
Yeah.
So...
God, he's shredded. Like, look how shredded
yeah,
he is.
they're a little anime.
They're both pretty fucking shredded. You know, it's funny that they make a big deal about Will Powers having a terrifying face, because I feel like Jack Hammer is just as terrifying looking. I think he's just got better hair.
I think they're both just fine, unless they've got some like hidden extra eyes or something in there.
I don't know.
Or like maybe he has. I was gonna say maybe he has shark teeth, but actually that'd be pretty rad.
Maybe his eyes are teeth, like that one dude from Marvel. Yeah, teeth eyes.
That's the. By the way, that's the cheapest and easiest way to make anything spooky. Just put human teeth on something that shouldn't have human teeth.
Yeah.
Just any time. It's like, oh, I made this macaroni art, except it's a bunch of teeth. Immediately creepy.
Yeah.
Humans don't really like seeing just teeth on things.
Nah, it's weird. It's unsettling. Mr. Jack Hammer left the employee area after lunch. However, no one saw him going to Studio One. Unless
perhaps it's a makuido. That's the it's a sword that's like a wooden paddle, with little shark teeth on the side. I imagine if you put human teeth on that, it wouldn't be as creepy. It would just be kind of weird. Because you'd be using a blunt weapon instead of a cool shark tooth weapon.
Right. Nor was there a picture of him.
Nor was there a picture of him.
Nor was there a picture of him. He waited for Mr. Powers to take a nap in his dressing room. Then he snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume.
Why would the victim do such a thing?
I don't know. I get it.
Ooh, Cody's got facts.
Question mark? I thought that the Steel Samurai was moving strange. So it was a different person inside the suit.
The pants didn't fit!
He had to have quit!
Wait, hold on, that means we were right about the pants!
Right? Huh? Me? What? Actually, there was one piece of data I saved. Data? I'm sorry, but if you start referring to information like real life information as data, then like you've spent too much time on your computer and you need to take a break.
I feel like it's just something that didn't translate well.
Maybe. Yeah.
I would have said a clue.
A clue.
A clue.
And here to present us with this clue is the legendary Clue Master.
No. Get off the stage. We want Kite Man.
Dude, I like the idea of Stephanie Brown being like super embarrassed by her dad because of like his whole villain shtick. Because he's Clue Master. It's like, my dad is the lamest villain.
Remember when they show up to Riddler's lair and it's like an entire like public park-sized area with like a manicured lawn and a giant Sphinx statue with like question mark topiary, and they're like, how do they not find these lairs?
Yeah.
Man, I didn't think you could build a good Riddler lair, and then I remembered, oh yeah, you could make a giant like Sphinx statue, because then it's the riddle of a Sphinx, right?
Right.
It's got the riddle theme built in.
I just want to crawl back into that acid and die. Yes,
again,
don't margarita.
It's margarita. The real trick was getting like 40 bazillion gallons of this stuff in short notice.
I told you to get a Costco card.
And I told you it does. I only go there once a year, so it doesn't pay for itself.
Harley Quinn jokes.
That was a Noguchi coffee table. You can just hand me the money. You don't need to make it arranged.
Yeah, a photo of my digital camera.
Well, welcome back to Taylor and Lujack. Quote the Harley Quinn cartoon.
Please do that shit. Do not do this. Please do that shit.
Man, that coffee table. Hold on. What's the kill count of the coffee table versus the TV?
Dude, that is an excellent question.
Because I'm pretty sure they break the TV like Ivy's
every
TV
episode.
specifically. They break it, I think, at least twice. But the coffee table, I think it breaks at least 3 times.
This is why I keep the good TV in a different room.
What? You've been hiding? This is Frank. You've been hiding the good stuff.
I mean, I love Frank.
It makes sense with how often characters just like bust up TVs.
Dude, I hope that Frank becomes a character in the comic books.
Here's what I'm wondering. Considering that, like, sure, I mean, on one hand, I like the aesthetic of everything in her room has like plants and stuff on it. And that her coffee table is clear and then has plants under it, and that light can sort of get like a sun lamp down into it, I guess.
Yeah.
But I would have just made the coffee table the one place that I don't put plants, and then I make the coffee table out of like a big chunk of like wood or something.
Maybe, I don't know. What if you just made the coffee table alive? Like what if the coffee table was just made out of plants?
I mean,
I feel like that's the thing
you could, but I've also you'd have to do that thing where you summon up the plants and then you give them that like bark exterior. They wouldn't be very smooth.
Does Poison Ivy even like live in a place in the comic books? I always thought she was just a forest dweller.
Honestly, now as far as I know, she tends to have like her own place. Like, back in the Harley comics, she had her own place at one point or another, and that's basically all I know. Like, honestly, the funny thing about Ivy is that her lair could be basically anywhere as long as there's enough like running water.
She chooses to live in an apartment.
I mean, it's a nice apartment though.
Maybe she just likes having a TV and a bed.
I mean,
I don't know.
the real trick is getting your other resources in there. I mean, sure, you want a place with running water so you can water your plants and stuff, but like it needs to have like enough windows so it can get natural sunlight. I mean, it's either that or she moves into like goes to the criminal underground and is like, hey, can I just work in one of your like underground weed farms? Why? Well, I control plants. Why not? Think about that kind of deal where it's like, yes, I can hang out with plants, but I can hang out with plants, and I feel like that would really mess with her eyes, though. She'd be like, I don't like these like reddish sun lamps in the dim darkness of like a hangar.
Man,
somewhere.
I don't know, but we gotta read this.
What?
What?
That's your line.
What?
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 Show us, quick. Sorry, show us, quick.
Calm down there, Setokaiba. No way, man! Not if you're gonna look at me like that.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. This is it.
Well, looking at this, it's a little hard to say. I'm afraid that I could be anyone in that costume. Your opinion, Mr. Wright?
My opinion, Your Honor, is that Days Gone is a pretty amazing video game, and you should definitely get it for your grandson for the
Sustained?
I
mean, you got a big S, and you got some kind of pillar thing.
Yeah. Dude!
I always wondered what was up with the samurai style of the giant rope.
I don't know, but dude, I gotta tell you about a tweet that I saw.
No way.
Yeah, there was this tweet on Twitter that said that Days Gone was like the most underrated game of the year, and I was like, I don't think it is.
No,
is it?
Underrated.
Underrated,
Not
yeah.
Overrated. It was underrated, as in it wasn't like appreciated as much as it should have been.
Really? Because overrated. I was under the impression that people have been loving it this whole time.
Oh, that's the weird thing, is that when I started playing it, I was like, oh, this is good. When I got through, I was like, wow, that was really good. It had a lot of character work and a really moving story. And excuse me. And I looked up like reviews of it, and it's like, well, it's an okay shooter, and it's got the zombies, but it feels formulaic at times. It's like, are you a robot? Did you just not experience a feeling while you were playing this game?
Oh man.
Like, man, I'd hate to see your review of like God of War or like Spider-Man.
Man, see, I was under the impression that it had been hyped up and that people were like way into it, but I guess that just shows how much time I actually spend on social media.
Yeah, I got the feeling that, like, I don't know how much it was really hyped up when it first like came out, but what really got to me is how there was like multiple articles that were like, alright, it's okay, and I'm like, but it's not okay, it's pretty good.
Right.
Like, even if you're talking about just like the mechanics, like its most limiting aspect would be, it doesn't have like dozens of guns. It's got a relatively
well, yeah, it's very
small
simple
selection.
It's
but it felt so weird that it's like the reviews never mentioned the character work, and that's the biggest thing that would sell the game.
Right.
Like, if that's specifically what you're looking for in a game, then that would be really great. But they didn't talk about it very much, and I was like, guys, how did you play it for like 5 minutes?
Look, man, here's what you want. If you want guns, you go play Borderlands. If you want character, you go and play Days Gone. If all you want is to just crash into things and like get vehicles in weird positions where you're unable to get out, then go play GTA.
I thought you were gonna say go play the Burnout for PS2.
Well, yeah, that too.
We sent a taxi to the moon!
Although the character work in GTA 5 I feel is pretty solid too.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't hit me in the same way. Like it's just...
No, but like it's GTA 5 is really cool because like it's all about like Michael and Trevor eventually coming to this big breaking point, and Franklin's just in the middle like, guys, can we just do the heists and not kill each other?
Yeah, I remember them pitching that was it like commentary? There's like the background notes that the three characters represent sort of different. Not only different stories, as in Michael, as in Franklin was the classic rags to riches style gangster. Michael was the opposite, where he's a retired gangster who's coming out of retirement, and Trevor was kind of a wild card. But they also represented
they had the ego and the super ego. That's what I read.
A little bit, but not sort of. But they also sort of represent play styles where. Which I sort of got. But
I
feel
heard
like
this in like a video I watched where they were like, you could argue that Trevor is basically just a representation of the way most people play this game, and the sense that they start just go around killing people and stealing vehicles. Which, yes, but I mean, come on, man.
Well, I think it makes sense if you put it in this context that like Franklin is a character about what's the word, about like mission progression, where like he honestly really wants to get paid, and then it's actually super frustrating that like he doesn't a lot of the time.
Yeah.
You have Michael, who he already basically has it made, but he has so many life problems that he's more of a story player, where he's like, I really want to like have these characters come together and like work together and solve their problems.
Yeah.
And Trevor's like the character you play as, so you don't feel bad for being a bad person. Because it's like this isn't character for Trevor.
Right. Oh man.
I really wish that there was one of those alternate ending things where like you could sort of play Trevor as a better person and it would like change it.
That would be neat, but
that would just be hilarious. Where it's like, dude, oh, you got a lot of light side points for like returning purses and stuff. Yeah. I'm gonna give you a better ending.
Yeah, dude. Like I will say that GTA 5 probably has one of the most satisfying endings that I've ever experienced in the game, which is the one where you basically go
monster, right?
What's that? What?
I think they go back to the island and they fight the smoke monster.
You're doing a Lost reference.
Also, I haven't finished it yet. Although it's not really that much of a spoiler because I've also seen it played through all the way, but it's been a while, so.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
What, Lost or?
It's Lost.
Oh yeah, no, I was talking about GTA. I haven't finished GTA.
Lost is a show that I only watched in, like increments. I didn't like follow it, but like when it was on, I watched it and I saw enough episodes to kind of understand, the following plot. I watched enough episodes to follow what was going on most of the time, even
Lost
though I didn't
is
see
one
like
of
every
those shows
episode.
that,
and I did see the last one, and I was like, huh.
I remember seeing a video that sort of summarized Lost and how like it sort of, ironically enough, it sort of followed its namesake in that it sort of lost its own plot, and you could boil it down to a much more concise like show if you took the right elements from it, which was basically, what if like all these people, the island itself like represents like purgatory, and that the the smoke monster is supposed to be like Cerberus, who like keeps them from, I guess, escaping or something like that. Like, it was supposed to make a lot more sense, but a lot of those little plot threads were actually just like dropped and ended up being confusing.
Yeah. Anyway, back to GTA 5. It's got probably one of the most satisfying endings that I've ever experienced in a video game, in the sense that you can basically just go and destroy everyone that you don't like in the game.
Like
every person that was a jerk to you or made your life difficult, you just like,
I'm hoping I get to that, because I noticed this weird...
Have you not finished the game yet?
I have not finished the game yet, but one thing that drove me nuts, this happened specifically, this happened in Watch Dogs 2, where there's always some horrifically evil lady character that you meet like early in the game that just disappears into like somewhere around the second act and you never see them again. And I'm like, really? They weren't like going to be a more prominent villain? They're just here? And that drove me nuts in Watch Dogs 2, because you take on like all the big bads that you meet along the way. But there's just like one person who's like, yes, I'm going to corrupt the world and ruin people's lives. I'm going to have people as my slaves in my basement. And you're like,
okay, Ada Tucker.
And you're like, oh dang, this is real nuts. What happens to this person in the plot? Oh, nothing. You don't know if anything happens. It's like, this is the same game where like you can actively just go hunt someone down. Like,
yeah, that doesn't happen in
I at least
GTA
want to
5.
reset their Wi-Fi password.
That doesn't happen in GTA 5. In GTA 5, if you pick the right ending, then you basically go and just like fuck up everyone that's been annoying you the whole time.
What if I was about to say, what would happen if you mixed the GTA crew with the Watch Dogs crew with the Saints Row crew? But then I realized, like,
you would wind up drafting the Saints Row crew and the GTA crew into the Assassin Brotherhood, obviously. Because Watch Dogs is just modern day Assassin's Creed.
Yes, sort of. But also, the one thing that
I want to play Watch Dogs.
Then I realized though that they've got similar genres, except that Saints Row like kept escalating into just craziness. so you'd have to tone them way down to get them back on the level.
Right.
Because like they literally like their was it the recent game was literally like they started the plot with, hey, our gang got a bunch of like positive PR, and then it became like famous, like the Saints Row Gangsters became like an officially recognized like corporation, and then we ran for president and we won, and you start the game as the president, and then in the first 5 like minutes aliens attack and literally destroy the world, and the rest of the game is in a simulation that the aliens are running. And yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's real crazy. I mean, it's really fun. It's got a lot of interesting doodads to it.
Games.
But the thing about it is that like it really like in the previous game, like sure there was I think.
Dude, we gotta get through this, man.
My gosh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got elaborate. I didn't play the first Saints Row, and I do wonder how regular it was. Because if you work the formula backwards, theoretically, it would be a lot like GTA is now, where like here's some interesting characters and stuff, but like nobody's like an alien or time traveling or blowing up a planet.
But that makes it more fun.
Yeah, but as in, like, it would have been... I feel like they branched off...
Well, you think aliens don't exist in Assassin's Creed?
Oh,
man, Assassin's Creed has already established the fact that gods are real.
Oh, yeah, and that the gods
I really
are crazy
don't think
aliens.
that bringing aliens into it would be that much of a stretch.
Well, I was going to say, and in GTA, aliens are a thing, but only if you can complete the campaign thing.
But only if you, like, smoke a whole lot of bad marijuana.
No, those are clearly rubber aliens. Did you know there's an achievement called like We Come in Peace, and it's to during one of the missions where you drive through the studio, not hitting any of the people in alien costumes.
Huh.
Yeah, if you don't hit anyone.
Can't remember if I did that, but wait, which game was that?
GTA 5.
I don't remember any people in alien costumes.
Oh
wait, is that the weird cult?
No,
people?
They're not the cult. They're in the studio, the movie studio, where Michael eventually goes to.
Huh, I don't remember that. I do remember him becoming a producer, which was pretty cool.
Well,
but...
you know how he was the producer, and he was a producer in a movie studio?
Yeah.
That's the studio.
Right.
It looks like a little Italian village that has a bunch of big walls.
I like that they brought back that bad guy from Ballad of Gay Tony and the Michael mission. What was his name, Rocky or something?
No idea.
The dude that you have to like go and he's the guy that's like taking the actors that your director guy wants. When it's the mission that I think officially makes Michael a producer.
Oh yeah,
and you have to like chase down some actors that are trying to go work for someone else.
Oh yeah.
And they're working for some dude called Rocky, or was it Rocco or whatever? That's like one of the main villains from Ballad of Gay Tony.
I get these glimpses of what I would see as like the perfect, I guess the more
if I'm remembering that correctly,
the good and the more like the brighter version of GTA, where you're using your destructive powers for good, where instead of like shaking down actors, you're just like you're beating up people who are messing with your actors.
Yeah. You gotta finish that game, dude.
Yes, I do.
I agree, Your Honor. This isn't decisive evidence.
Sorry. This doesn't look like it's the proof we need. I'll give it back. Oh wow. God, wait, Phoenix.
What, Mia?
Look at that photo once more.
Look at this photograph.
Look at this photograph.
Hey, we got a message. Hi, how things are going? I've seen your Captain LJ Birdock channel here on Twitch. I think your grammar needs a little work, bro, but things are pretty okay here. RCF in Basino.
Can I see?
Yeah.
Let me see. Are things going? Always nice to get a notification for a new stream like Phoenix Wright episode. How much do you want to bet this is a bot, though?
I don't know, maybe.
Cause
do bots message you on Twitch?
I don't know, but it certainly feels. That's what it feels like, because it's like they use the exact title.
I don't know, but thank you, RC person, if you're not a robot.
If you're a real person, that would be very cool.
Yeah. Comment in the chat if you are not a robot.
I will email you a pizza roll.
I will email you a pizza roll.
Subscribe to my web space.
Welcome to the chat. Have a look. The reference on my profile pic, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Trilogy, just above. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
That photo is all the evidence we need to win this trial.
What? What? Your Honor, may I see that photo once more, please?
Certainly. I don't say we want to see why not. Phoenix, show him. Show him the dank meat. There's a glaring, decisive inconsistency with the facts as we know them in that photo.
Find the inconsistency in the photo.
Is it the spear? Is it the...
Is it the 2?
Is that a... I thought that was...
Because weren't they supposed to be in Studio 1?
Yeah, that would be Studio 2. But what angle would that be at?
I don't know, but... Oh, wait, or is it the spear? The spear isn't broken. Didn't it break during rehearsal?
Yeah, but they taped it back, but I don't know if that's tape in the picture.
I don't know. Let's click on it.
I saw something amazing recently. It was someone testing a game where you have a camera and you take a Polaroid and it prints it out, but then you put the Polaroid up and that just becomes part of the level, where like it becomes like a 3D chunk, like it renders that in perspective. And it's wild because like I didn't even know that was possible until I saw Superliminal, where it's like where they did that like on purpose constantly, where it's like, here's something and you drag it into the distance and now it's very large. And it just blows my mind because that opens up like a whole new world of like weird dream physics. It opens up a whole new world of dream physics where you can make like a cartoon game where it's like, here's a portable hole, and now there's just a hole in the wall.
Huh. I think it's here.
You seem to be lacking even more confidence than usual.
I suppose that's because I'm not confident about it at all,
Maybe
Your Honor.
Maybe why don't you check yourself before you wreck yourself, Mr. Wright?
Yes, please, Your Honor. I'm going to say it's the 2.
Oh, the hat,
Your Honor, look at this.
Look at this photograph.
It will not make you laugh.
I see a gate. I see all gates open, the path revealed. I see the prophecy fulfilled.
All 8 chakra gates have been opened, and now you're gonna die because you just opened the 8th chakra gate.
False. I did it right this time, and it just becomes like a being of pure energy.
Might I draw your attention to the number on the right? Or on the gate, I mean.
Hey. Sorry, I'm barking at your dog. Hey, excuse me.
Jack, what are you doing?
That's not your backpack.
Don't eat Taylor's
That's
backpack.
Not for you.
That's not food.
You silly dog.
That does not go in your stomach.
Silly.
It is not for your biting.
He's very quiet right now. Hi. Say hi to the audience.
He's such a good boy. Oh, he licked him.
It's very cute.
Doggy kiss. Then, your line.
The number?
The number, Your Honor.
Looks like a 2. You just barely tell from the top of that.
Right. Clearly not a 1, Your Honor. Correct? Ooh, look at Edgeworth getting all psycho.
Hold on. I never put the emotion into it, just the accent.
You're just like, I believe Mr. Edgeworth sees what I'm getting at.
But that's impossible.
Search your feelings, you know it to be true.
What's all this about? Please explain, so I may be shocked along with the rest of the court.
Man, you are like the worst judge ever.
I like that the judge is also somehow the everyman, where like, because I remember when I was a kid and I looked over like a friend's shoulder who was playing this game, and I was like, is it just me or the judge doesn't like know anything? But I think I do wonder, is the judge silly, or is he basically is he sort of like here to help the audience understand, or he's like, and the jury, where he's like, please explain this so everyone in the jury understands.
Right.
I'll pretend to be confused.
I'll use the studio guide map. The body was found here in Studio 1. However, what do we see in this photo taken at the time of the murder? It does not say 1 on that gate in the photo. Your Honor, here is the true scene of the crime. Show the judge where the murder took place.
Studio.
It was here in Studio 2.
Or in front of Studio 2. More or less.
Here, at Studio 2!
Here at Studio 2. I would explain the 2 on the gate of the photo.
Your Honor, I find it very significant that the murder took place in Studio 2. The trailer is there, the path was blocked, no filming is done there.
I mean...
The path was blocked?
Those 2 first are correct. They're all correct, but what doesn't make sense is...
Wait a minute.
What doesn't make sense is that the path should be blocked, so I'm gonna go with the path was blocked.
You're gonna go with what?
I'm gonna go with the path was blocked.
Yeah.
It sort of contradicts what we know.
The path to the trailer was blocked.
People don't want to climb over that stuff.
Right.
So we have heard.
The path was blocked at 2:15. In other words, the victim went to Studio 2 before that time.
Yes, I suppose that would be the case.
Remember Mr. Salmonella's testimony? Allow me to remind the court. He said no one in the trailer was guilty because they could not have gone to the Studio 1. Yet, in actuality, that was me doing an impression of Phoenix Wright doing an impression of Salmonella.
And it was spot on for the other character that you set up, so great job.
Thank you. Yet, in actuality, the reverse was true. Only someone in the trailer could have committed this murder. They were the only ones with access to the scene of the crime, Studio 2! As you may recall, there is a trailer in Studio 2. Now, on the day a meeting was held in that very trailer, there was a break in the meeting corresponding to the time of death. During that break, Mr. Salmonella and Miss D. Vasquez were outside eating steak. They were at the scene of the crime.
What about the tree, though? Unless they put the body back real quick or something. Or put the body in the next studio.
Maybe.
That would have been possible because it wouldn't have been on the camera because they're on the opposite end.
Man, I don't know.
Order! Order!
The defense makes the following claims. The scene of the crime was Studio 2. The person that the security guard Miss Olbeck saw was the victim, Mr. Jack Hammer. Mr. Hammer, for some reason, stole a steel samurai costume. Then he went to Studio 2.
Objection! This is madness!
Madness? Madness? This is... What is this? Tokyo?
Neo.
Neo?
Not Neo. Not old Tokyo.
What is this? Japan? America?
Jack Hammer is
America?
the victim. The victim! Why would he steal a steel samurai costume? Are you suggesting he did so to cover up the details of his own murder?
Well, no, of course not.
Alright, so you have proof. Give me proof that the victim Jack Hammer stole the costume.
I have proof! Probably.
You do?
I think I do.
You do, Mr. Wright?
Now that they're so surprised, suddenly I'm much less confident. I think I'm right, though.
So...
Here's my proof that Jack Hammer stole the costume. Autopsy.
Let's see here. That.
Well, let's show them the picture. Maybe they'll finally acknowledge the pant thing.
No, it's not the pant thing, it's that... I mean, that actually does work this time. Specifically, not because of the pants thing, but because if there was 2 pictures taken, the first one was the kid and the other one was this guy, it couldn't have been another person on that side of the camera.
Is that? Wait, no, that can't be right. I've got to have some proof that will not clear sex up. Wait, that's not— What?!
We don't have all the time in the world here. Court is adjourned.
Yes, Your Honor. Here's my proof that, okay, I guess— Oh wait, the sleeping drugs.
Oh, wait. It makes sense now. Maybe he poisoned the guy so he could get into the costume and be like, guys, I want to be the steel
Yeah, maybe. This is it.
Medicine bottle.
I found this on the table in the employee area. The same table where Mr. Hammer and Mr. Powers
That's
ate.
the significance. That's the table they eat at.
Yeah. The label reads, sleeping pills.
They didn't taste like sleeping pills. I mean, sleeping pills?
The defendant, Mr. Powers, spent that entire afternoon sleeping. He was drugged by Mr. Hammer.
Wait a moment. That bottle does raise some suspicions, yes. But there's no proof that Mr. Hammer used it.
Your Honor, I have an idea.
What is your idea?
I have an idea.
What's your idea?
You should be...
I'm not going to be Tracer.
You should have picked... Wait, no, I thought it was Mercy. You should have picked Judge.
Maybe I'm going to be Judge. Let's see here. Hold on.
Test Powers' blood, fingerprints the bottle, examine Hammer's body. Fingerprint, right?
Yeah. You can probably get a fingerprint on the bottle. I'll give you one from the hands real quick.
Bro, you gotta read your lines.
Read them from over here.
Why are you washing your hands?
An idea? Very well. Let's hear it.
I want to check this bottle for fingerprints. If my claim is true, Mr. Hammer's fingerprints should show up on this bottle.
Fingerprints. This is...
Yep.
I suppose you're right. Very well. The court will take possession of this bottle, you say.
Empty bottle given to the judge. He has an amazing beard.
Given to the Judge was my favorite album by Empty Bottle.
This court will suspend.
Or sorry, no, it's
Empty
the other way
Bottle
around.
gonna give it to you.
Sorry,
He's gonna
no.
give it to you.
No, hold on. The other way around. The Empty Bottle was my favorite album by Given to the Judge. No, whatever. I'm bad with music names.
Read.
This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Cody Hackins' testimony has revealed new possibilities in this case. In fact, things may have happened very differently than we previously thought. The Steel Samurai seen by Miss Oldbag may have been the victim, Jack Hammer. It seemed the crime was not Studio 1, but Studio 2. And those in the trailer did not have time to commit murder. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
Your homework is to find the answer to the following question. Why would Mr. Hammer steal the Steel Samurai costume? The Stole Samurai costume. Also, who killed him? And why? Find the answers for me by tomorrow. We get an F on this assignment.
That's a lot of homework.
Mr. Edgeworth, you will need to reconsider your stance in this case. Above all, you need to reconsider your suspicion of Mr. Will Powers. You don't look like such a dork when this trial flops. As you say, Your Honor. This trial will be extended until tomorrow. This is the last extension. The real season.
Oh my God, I'm so sick of leaving the courtroom only to come back.
Court is adjourned. Get out of here. I gotta go take a dump.
Go home, take a big old shit, and go to bed.
Gotta go home, go to bed. Go home, take a big old dump, go to bed.
October 19247 PIM particle. PIM particles. Just more PIM particles means more human.
More PIM particles means less human.
District Kurt Defendants Lobby No. 1. Whew! That was a close one.
We were saved by a hair, but that's all that counts.
By the hair of a chinny chin chin.
I thought seriously about going home and about 3 times during the trial.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm a ghost. Where else am I gonna?
Oh God, me.
Honestly, I was thinking of hanging by a swamp. I've always wanted to hang out in a swamp as a ghost, but we're gonna find a swamp in this area. Anyways. What were you gonna say? Like... I'm waiting for your line to pop up.
I'm just imagining
keep on talking until you do. Because like that swamp. Oh, okay.
I'm just imagining Vio like actually saying all that stuff. Like, God, I wonder what I've always wanted to visit a swamp. I always wanted to haunt a swamp.
What would you do if you were a ghost? One of the things, to haunt a swamp. Why? Because what's gonna happen? You crocodiles can't eat you, and the mosquitoes can't get you, and you can just like wait around in the swamp and be a weird ghost. Like
just make friends with the crocodile. Just hang out with them.
Explore a whole swamp without any of the problems of being in a swamp. There you go.
But me too. Really? You both seem so confident.
Well, fake it till you make it.
Yeah, pretty much. Ha! Maybe I should take up a career in acting. Acting. I was ready to pronounce you dead about 3 times back there.
Pronounced whoop. Me too.
Dead?
Oh, of course, we're kidding.
Are you sure? I wasn't kidding. Now, Mr. Powers, Mr. Algae Critic, we have to make
Mr. Algae
Critic.
That is odd.
We have to go make our final investigation. But I promise you, we'll find the true killer by tomorrow's trial.
Woo!
Right. Thanks, Smith. And with that, we're going to call it here.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as we save, saving content.
It's a fortuitous time because I kind of got to use the bathroom at the end of the stream.
Yeah, of course you do.
I mean, the stream was what, like a couple hours long?
Yeah, like 1 hour and 55 minutes. Not quite as long as our longest episode, but pretty damn close.
Wait, how long was that?
An hour and 55 seconds? Or 56, I mean minutes. An hour and 56 minutes.
Dude, it's quite a stream.
Yeah.
It's quite a stream.
Yeah.
So can you save it here, or?
Yeah, it's saved already. So, thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll see you at some point on YouTube.
I've been Taylor. He's been Lujak.
Yep.
This has been Captain LJ Bird Dog's channel.
Yep.
And
collectively, we're the Peopleorians.
Yeah, and we're the Peopleorians.
Yeah.
So check us out next time on what's our next episode gonna be, boss?
Monday.
All right.
Monday.
Those of you watching in the future, you just go to the next episode.
And we'll be uploading the first episode of this stream to YouTube. I'll be uploading it tomorrow. Not this episode, but like the very first one.
So, all y'all at home, take care.
Stay awesome.
Have a beautiful day.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.